YouTube, how you been? Andrew Darling here. I've been working for a while on this review for a certain device, Galaxy S5. I just finished my written review over at DroidHorizon.com. I'll put that link below. I'm also going to put the links to the T-Mobile website where I ended up actually buying this. I didn't buy it on the website, but you can get all the specs and everything. I'll put the Samsung link there as well. So this is my review of the Samsung Galaxy S5. Don't judge my wife and my son. They're just on there having fun. So here it is. It shouldn't be too long for you. I'm going to go through a few of the likes, a few of the dislikes. If you want a little bit more in-depth than what I cover in the video, go ahead and head over to DroidHorizon.com and check out my full written S5 review. Hadn't done one of those for a while. So here we go. I hope you enjoy. If you do, like and subscribe below. Don't do it yet. Wait till after the video, because then you know if you like it or if you don't and stuff. So here we go. I'll bounce back in periodically to try and make some stuff make sense for you. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. Here is the Samsung Galaxy S5. The first thing you notice is the amazing display. As I zoom in here, you can tell once the camera clears out, the display on this thing is truly phenomenal. Just want to go over the build quality. Of course, we have the dimples on the back, the Galaxy S5 moniker. You can definitely get a little bit of extra texture from it. We move up to the camera and then all the way up to the top of the device where you have the headphone jack. Side of the device you have the volume rocker. That is on the left side of the device if you're facing it. On the right side of the device you're going to have the power button, of course. That is standard Samsung design language. You also have the fingerprint scanner back there on the back. On the inside of the back cover you have the little seal on the back plate for the IP67. There's your battery. You have your SIM card and memory card slots there. 2800 milliamp hour battery. Again, there's your wonderful 16 megapixel camera, which is also one of the more impressive features of the device. So we'll put all this back together once we get it all clipped, and then we're on to the next part. Alright, so that was the general build quality. Overall, very impressive. The camera, I love the camera. We're going to cover the UI real quick. I'll just go over some of that. Very quick video. Somebody's dropping in on our video here. So very quick video on the camera UI and why I think it's impressive. Although there is some lag associated with it, look at how long it takes. 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 4 full seconds to open the camera. The camera is one of my favorite aspects. I love the UI. I like the HDR mode. Having the live HDR essentially is what it is. Watch when I click the HDR, it'll actually, you'll see the change in the photo. It'll reset itself, and that will actually be what the photo looks like. So that is an awesome feature. The different modes here, it's less modes than what was on the Galaxy S4. You have beauty face, shot and more, panorama, virtual tool, and dual camera. And then you can download some of the other ones. I preferred all the choices that were in the Galaxy S4, but whatever works for you is going to kind of be what matters. If you look here in the settings menu, there's a boatload of settings, and I like them being placed like this. I mean, you have everything from burst shot, stabilization, down to your video size and your recording mode. You also can turn your flash on and off, HDR, location tags, storage, voice control. You can do all kind of things. So I really enjoy the UI there of the settings. And then we'll go ahead real quick and look at the front-facing camera. We'll swing it around, and it'll give you a second to take a nice selfie. There's me when I was recording this the other day. Don't mind my cheap camera. I got it going now. So you can tell it goes back here, and then from HDR mode to regular mode, you can definitely see a difference even on the screen. The photos as well, there is a pretty big difference in them. I love the camera. The camera UI is very good. It's very solid. I haven't had any issues capturing photos, even in low light. The camera and the display are the two definite strengths of the device. If that's what you use your device for, that'll work. So on to the next part. Alright, so we talked about the camera app, the camera, how strong the camera is, how amazing it is. The display is great. I'm going to touch on lag right now. A couple times we're going to hit on the camera in the gallery app again, but that's just where you see some of the lag. Even though the features are great, the camera's great, you're still going to see that there. Looks like we have another visitor, and nope, same visitor, just different side. So here's the next piece. Hopefully not too much longer. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about software. As everybody knows, Samsung's TouchWiz has gotten better over the years, and they've tried to minimize the bloat but even opening the app drawer, for as powerful of a phone as this is, you shouldn't have any lag. We saw it earlier on the camera, how long it takes to open the camera app, which just doesn't make any sense for this quality of a phone. And then the gallery app, I mean, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, we've seen videos with the Moto G doing better than that. The screen quality, like we've talked about, is pretty amazing. The lag is it's unavoidable almost. You get into, especially the gallery, the camera app, anything that Samsung puts its bloat on really slows down. And I'll give you a quick example. Here's the camera app. We'll see how long it takes to open. Okay, so still less than a second. Google app, even a little bit longer. So I mean, there's differences here, but there's no reason that a phone that is supposed to be this premium should be lagging that much. The software just is not up to par where it needs to be, and that is something that over my 2 months of use really detracted from the experience, and it started to get almost unbearable. And I try not to be that kind of tech person, but it really does bother me. I mean, the screen is phenomenal. The screen is great. The camera's great. But the lag just on simple stuff, and even if you use Nova Launcher, it doesn't really get rid of it. So that's kind of aggravating. And again, I only have, I think, 4 or 5 pictures in here right now. I mean, we're at three pictures. So I mean, the lag is oftentimes unbearable. And in the middle of our Galaxy S5 review, somebody else wanted to say hi to YouTube. So,
hi
YouTube! That's my son Quincy. Back to the review. Here's a couple quick photos. That's just the back of the Galaxy S5. This is the actual port cover down there at the bottom. Here's a nice little side shot of the screen. You got the whole device there, a little bit fuzzy up top. Overall, pretty solid. There's the packaging. Alright, we've covered a couple of the basic things. The camera is very solid. The display is really good. We hadn't talked about battery life. Battery life on this thing, I didn't get any sort of consistency. One day I have, an hour and a half, 2 hours of screen on time, and by the time I got home after, 12, 13 hours, I'd be down in the single digits. Other times, if you watch it straight through, if you just put a movie on, watch it twice, like I watched Transformers Dark of the Moon, I think twice, and just let it play full volume, full screen brightness, I mean, I was at, 5 hours of screen on time. So the battery life was remarkably varied, even with the same activities day over day. It wasn't ever consistent for me. Was it terrible? No, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't what I expected. In my usage, it didn't equal what the LG G2 had. Like I said, for the full review, definitely go over and check out droidhorizon.com. I have my review up over there now. Also, one other thing I did want to talk about, since we've talked about the design and the feel, I actually prefer the Galaxy S5, the dimples. I didn't think I'd like it very much, as I did like the smooth plastic that used to be on the S4 and the Note 2, but I really did like the dimples on the back of this one here. Also, call quality. I know that's something in a phone review that we don't often talk about, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Call quality was very solid. Never had any issues that weren't network related, and I very rarely had any of those. Last thing I want to touch on is the kind of the gimmicky stuff that is Samsung. The fingerprint scanner, as well as the heart rate monitor here on the back. You just put your finger over there and let it measure your heartbeat. Now, the heart rate monitor was actually pretty accurate. It was within 3 or 4 beats a minute. The couple times I had a doctor's appointment, I did it just to see how close it was to professional equipment. So overall, it wasn't too bad. The user interface could use a little bit of work. The other problem that I had with it was there was no ROM support. I know that's not a big issue for most users. For me, it's kind of a big deal. I wish there was a AOSP ROM or something like CyanogenMod, AOKP, something like that, something vanilla Android based to run off of. Overall, though, the device is pretty solid. I mean, I don't have too many complaints. I'm kind of a weird use case person. I have a bunch of accounts synced to it and all kind of stuff. For probably 90-95% of consumers, this isn't going to be a problem at all. The device, very solid. It does feel really good in the hand. Like I said, the dimples are solid. The camera's good. The flash works. The screen is magnificent. Like I said, it's my my wife and kid. My wife's actually just off screen here in the video. She didn't want to be in it, but I'm still telling on her that she's there. So next video, I'm going to have to put my daughter in it since she went down the street to a friend's house. But like I said, very solid device, very fun. Again, I'm going to put the T-Mobile link just for the specs for the T-Mobile version that I have. I'm going to put the link to the Samsung S5 website, and I'll also put the link to my full review at Droid Horizon. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Like and subscribe. I finally threw my family in a YouTube video, so we'll see how that works moving forward. If you have any other questions or comments, let me know. What was your experience with it like? I'm sure some of you are getting it now, or some of you have had it for a couple days, couple months, and maybe your experience is completely different. Tell me about it in the comments. Let me know. I also have one really cool thing that's about to happen for my YouTube channel. I'll make a separate video about that shortly. But listen, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for everything. If you like the video, subscribe. Do that. Actually like it and subscribe. Or just subscribe. Or just like it. Whatever works. But hey, I appreciate it, YouTube. Again, this is Andrew Darling. Y'all have a great day. It's my full review of the Samsung Galaxy S5.